Right, so it's time for a coffee and to check on my sourdough starters, and we are on day 5 today. So yeah, day 5 today. Yesterday, day 4 was quite unsuccessful. I'll go into that a little bit, but let's get checking Marjory Stewart-Baxter, Hubert Cumberdale and Jeremy Fisher. So this is Marjory, this is Hubert, and they are both really liquidy. They've got like watery stuff on top. They haven't risen in 2 days, and that's why I didn't make a video yesterday, because I just didn't know what to do. I thought they were ruined. So then I read up yesterday, and it said basically to make a like give them an extra feed. They're probably starving. Well, I did that, and it said to dry feed, so not to put the water in. I did that, and today they've lost their cheesy smell. Well, it's still a bit cheesy, but they've lost most of their cheesy smell. But I would say they smell now like paint, a bit like paint. So I've been reading up on that, and that's saying, all I've read is that it says basically that they need more food because they're starving. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour them into a bowl, and then I'm going to feed them. I'm going to throw away some. Well, I say throw away some. I'm going to add it to Jeremy Fisher in the fridge. Jeremy Fisher smells less paint-like than these two guys. So there's Jeremy Fisher there. So what I'm going to do, actually, yeah, if I weigh how much I've got of both of them, just going to tip away any of the liquidy bit. There's not loads of liquid this time, whereas last time it was really liquidy. So what I don't understand though, it doesn't seem to be massively growing. So, because I don't understand, I've got to put some, if I discard some every time before I add the next bit of food for it, the next bit of flour, I don't understand how it's ever meant to grow. But I'm going to just keep at it. It hasn't got mould on it, so from that point of view it should be salvageable. And then I did read as well, so I'm just going to wash up the pot because I don't want it to be yucky. From what I read, it does say that you should feed it twice a day when it's like this. So I'm going to feed it in the morning and the evening and see if that sort of jump starts it again. And it did say as well that on the 3rd and 4th days you might not notice much growth. Well, I've noticed no growth on those 2 days. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. I'm going to just pop in, so that's 163. So if I put 60 into Jeremy and leave 100. Right. So there's 60 of Marjory going into Jeremy there. And that will leave me with 100 grams of Marjory. And then I'll feed that. Oh, okay, that's good. Right, so that's 60 grams of Marjorie has gone into Jeremy Fisher, and then I'm going to feed Marjorie 60 grams of flour, and where she, I think I might do less water, so if I do half water, so 60 grams of flour, and then I'll do 30 grams of water. Which, just pouring it all over. Probably should have used a jug instead of a glass. And then I also read something else that was interesting, and that was that it's I don't know if it's better to film it like this. No, I've got it the wrong way around. Not to use a metal spoon, that apparently can cause it more harm than good. So I'm just going to give that a really good mix. And it did say like a sort of cookie dough consistency. Well, that's starting to look sort of cookie dough-ish. So if I leave Marjorie like that, hopefully she'll do something overnight, because she was not looking her best today, or smelling it. Right, I'm going to do this. Cleaned Marjorie's jar, and I'm going to pop her back in there. I don't know if Marjorie's too thick now. I don't know if you can see, she's actually sort of quite thick looking. But I'm just going to see if that works. I can always add a bit more water tomorrow if she's looking too thick. I don't know. I'm sort of blagging it now, hoping I can save her. And I'm just going to do exactly the same now with Hubert Cumberdale. So it does seem like there's slightly less of Hubert Cumberdale, which I don't understand, because I've been doing exactly the same process and exactly the same measurements for both of them. So I don't really know how that's happened, but he seems to be slightly smaller. But if anyone's got any advice about how I sort of get these back, it just felt like in the first couple of days it was going so well and everything was going as it should do, and now I've got to day 4 and everything's sort of gone south a bit, and I'm just not sure where I'm going wrong. I've literally followed the instructions to the T, and I've now got paint smelling watery starter that doesn't seem to be rising at all. So if anybody watching has got any advice, I really would appreciate it. Okay, so I've done slightly differently with Hubert Cumberdale. I've done a equal parts water and flour, and then obviously I did slightly less water in Marjorie, so her consistency is more like sort of a loose cookie dough. His is more like a thick pancake batter, so more like a sort of cake batter consistency. And then Jeremy Fisher I just gave equal parts water and flour to, in the hope that something will, I don't know, he's going in the fridge, so he's a different kettle of fish. Marjory Stewart-Baxter has slightly less in her now, because obviously I added more water to Hubert Cumberdale. But what I'm thinking is, I'll see, I'm going to sort of do a bit of an experiment overnight and see who responds best. And then if by the morning they're looking any better, good. If not, I'll try feeding them again in the morning and see if maybe that will help. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. And this is where I'm keeping them now. So I've got a little coffee bar in the corner of my dining room, and what I'm doing is putting them on a shelf that's sort of midway up, so it should stay warm. I think being in the sunlight wasn't ideal, because in the windowsill they were sort of in direct sunlight, and I read that sometimes that can make them eat through the flour too quickly, and they can rise and fall too fast, and it doesn't create a stable starter. So I thought, let's move them in here so it's a little bit warmer and they can just stay out of the way, because also I have children and I don't want them knocking it over because it would absolutely stink. And that's Jeremy Fisher in the... Right, I'm going to go and have my coffee and a nice relaxing bath and wash the smell of sourdough starter off of my skin and hair. And I will catch up with you guys tomorrow on day 6. I've got no idea what day it is. I don't even know where I am half the time. Yeah, so I'm going to go and I'm going to catch up with the starters tomorrow and see how they're getting on, whether I've saved them, destroyed them. I'll probably do the video in 2 parts tomorrow. Won't have time for work because I'm useless in the morning. And yeah, so watch this space.